Mario, are you satisfied with this seminar, with this summit? First of all, with the location, but more important, with its content and its results.
Yes, I've been in several institutes around the planet. I'm particularly pleased with the content of this institute. And from what I learned, this institute house had a pretty good attendance. Right coming out of COVID, we are still recovering in terms of attendance in institutes around the globe. And I understand that we are reaching 600 more participants in this particular institute. So it's not only the content, but the amount of people who are listening, who are learning, who are educating themselves on the novelties of the Rotary world. There's a lot of information, there's a lot of learning to do, and I'm glad that more people can be involved.
Well, but still, the old problem remains that the chairs meet and they have to bring up good ideas, and then there's still the problem how it would be possible to implement this in the clubs. We were talking about bottom up and top down. What would you recommend? How can we reach our members?
We have this problem everywhere. I mean, our greatest challenge in terms of communications is to reach the communication from top down. We have more than 37,000 clubs around the planet. Each one of those clubs has its own culture, its own priority, its own community perspective. So we must respect that. But there are some guidelines, some orientations, some suggestions that Rotary headquarters would like them to know. And this is our biggest challenge, not only here in Europe, but this is everywhere. I think we should make a better use, for instance, of social media. We are very poor in utilizing social media to spread the word of Rotary. We're still doing baby steps on that. I think we should increment. We should raise the level of awareness of Rotary in social media. That's one good instrument that we are not using right. The second thing is we must know when we face resistance to change, how to deal with it, because not Rotarians are alike on the whole planet. Each culture interprets our rules from a different perspective. And that's okay, but we should disseminate some basic information saying, where is Rotary going to? So at least the Rotary clubs are aware of where we are aiming at as an institution. We want to enhance our membership. We want to rejuvenate our membership. We want to engage more women. We want to engage more younger people, more diverse crowd. That is true everywhere, in Germany or Brazil or the US.
Right. And when I listen to you, everything that you say is about membership, right? But on the one hand, we have the internal effect of what we do, and on the other hand, we must consider the external effect. And when we look at the world, regarding the conflicts in the world, we also must discuss if Rotary should get more involved and take a stand in political questions. So what do you think about it?
Some people say that Rotary is non-political. I do not agree. I say that Rotary is political. We are not partisans. We don't take sides with parties, left, right, center, forward, whatever. Our outlook is to the better community, the development of the community. In that sense of the Greek word polis, that comes from the community discussion. Yes, we are a political entity. And although we cannot take a political stance as an institution, as an organization, we must develop our members to take responsible political attitudes and behaviors. This is, I think, our mission. We cannot tell them vote left or vote right, but we can tell them vote with your conscience and awareness of the problems and challenges facing our communities.
I mean, we are a value-based community, right?
Yes, we have values, and we must preserve those values. Diversity, integrity, fellowship, leadership, service. Those are our 5 values. Those values are also applicable to the world of politics.
And one last question. How will Rotary have to change to adapt and to remain or become an important voice of the society?
There is a quote by an Italian writer from Tommaso di Lampedusa from his book, The Leopard, that says, "For the things to remain the same, they must change." So if Rotary wants to keep relevant to the community, it must change because the community is changing.
Right.
If we keep in old traditions when we were founded back in 1905, we're going to be far and distant from our communities and from the younger people and from the aspirations and anxieties of the modern world. I mean, we must keep track, we must keep in pace with what is happening outside. So we must change because the world is changing.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.